No AI was used in the production of this video. These are taken from 4K video frames, still captures, and then refilmed with 4K. Here we can see what appears to be a person or individual sitting on the end of something with another person, a young person perhaps. These are incredibly tiny figures, about 1,000th of the size of a human being, that I happened to capture while filming in a small body of water. Here we see repeated round discs, which are perhaps a half millimeter in size, and something emerging from them and then forming into something more recognizable. You see about 4 of them right here. I actually have video frames where there's dozens and dozens, and they're all coming out from those discs. You can see I'm filming off a 4K video screen, 4K laptop screen with this 4K video, and the originals were also 4K. Professional studio could do much more with these images. But I believe they do show something which has not been previously documented, with apparent life forms emerging from round discs and other life forms around them. These are all incredibly small, easy to miss. Here is one where you can see from the disc on the left side, then something going back from it. Again, a very close-up of the disc. Then you see what looks to be individuals or aliens. Whatever this is, I think it is coming from the multiverse. I don't know why I particularly was able to capture it, but I did. Something got my attention, and I began to film. These are very tight close-ups of 4K video frame captures. There is no AI involved. These are actually, anybody could receive these images and document that this is just natural video frames which have been adjusted to reduce haze and to try and clarify what is there. Again, the limits of my technology make this a little more difficult for the viewer, but I think you can perhaps recognize individuals and distinctions amongst the various forms and objects which are present. I sometimes would try a different exposure level on the already taken video to try and see if I could get more detail. There's background noise. I'm actually filming this, recording in the middle of Mexico, where I've been taking some time off to work on this project. Here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 or more of those discs. And then below the disc, you can also see that it looks like there's some type of cylindrical form. These are difficult to see, but you can pause it and try and scrutinize a little more. Like I said, there is no AI here. These are all natural images with just basic contrast, haze reduction, and brightness controls being employed to be able to get the detail to emerge from these video captures. Here I'm looking for what I'm trying to get on the next scene. Didn't realize that the camera was still recording. And I try to pan up, pan sideways, etc. In small areas of these video frames to help orient the viewer to the objects which are present. Again, everything you're seeing is perhaps in the millimeter size range, except for the largest, widest views, which might be an inch across. Millimeter up to several millimeters in size. Again, you can see almost like a tube to the right of the clear part, and I think that's somehow connected to how you get the objects emerging. That's looking inside that cylindrical or tubular area. Again, you can see the tubes in brownish color. Far right, it's almost as though there was somebody or something standing there. Inside of this thing, which looks like a cocktail glass, there's various forms which do appear to be individuals, multiple individuals, often very tightly packed together. Some with faces which look almost human. I scan around on the same image, trying to show different details and allow you to begin to perceive some of which I think is there. Again, this is the top of one of those little cylinders, and you can see various individuals around that. Here is another round object, and where it looks to be some type of individual is actually holding on to the right side. There's something protruding from them. And as I adjusted the light leaving that top, apparently there was a connection between that and that individual there, and then some further individuals in the column above them. So I'm doing extreme close-up. Again, this is very basic video editing. Studio with good tools could probably make far better imagery that would be far easier for the viewers to recognize and to try and think about, and that would be a good thing. Here again, you can see some of these discs-like with things coming out of them. Another extreme close-up of one of the discs and something in the middle coming out. Here's that same figure I just talked about. Now I'll do that pan up through the column where it looks like there's definitely separate objects or individuals within that. And I just proceeded up through the end of that column. I lightened that area so it could be seen better. Again, these are all screenshots that have just been basically edited using Lightroom, which is a photo editing tool that's available on my S23 Ultra. Here it looks like the individuals are together, circled with a bunch of bubble-like objects, where I have other videos showing that it looks like there's heads or faces in those. Again, all these are subject to interpretation, discussion, argument, but to me there's enough of it, thousands and thousands of frames, where it does appear there is another life form that is present with us, or has come momentarily present with us here in our world. But because of the nature of their size and the way they emerge, etc., they do not appear to have evolved within our space. So this is why my final observation is that they must be from a different planet, a different universe, part of the multiverse, which has not previously been documented. I appreciate anyone who wants to partner on this. I have still images that we can work together on. And you can see here just dozens of those discs and dozens of things coming from them. Subscribe, please.